Hey YouTube, how's it going? Lawler here. We've got some breaking news and some craziness. You guys have probably already seen it, but confirmation in the rumors being true. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. We got a lot to discuss in this video. As always, if you guys enjoy the content, like, subscribe, notifications, and here we go. First things first, obviously rumors have been talked about during the offseason about roster transfers, changes, and the big conversation, and those have been made confirmed. First things, Falcons, end of an era, saying goodbye to TRK, the MENA MVP for the season. TRK, obviously a very, very talented player. People talk about how easy it is to play with him and the things that he does. But unfortunately for Falcons, after coming so close, making a change. This is a team that is probably one of the most successful on paper. When you look objectively at the results, how they performed across this entire league, this entire season, they absolutely went perfect in their own region. They dominated an international competition, were considered one of the best, if not the best team in the world at one point. There is a lot of people that are talking about this transfer and the conversations that are happening and how none of this was brought up. None of the things I'm about to say are brought up when we saw Vitality do it with Monkey Moon and this and that. These circumstances are nowhere near the same situation, and if you need me to explain further why that is, one, I'm shocked. Two, if you truly need me to do it, let me know in the comments down below, and I will break down why these situations are nowhere near what happened with Vitality and what is happening here with Falcons. Start with the simple one, like I just mentioned. Falcons, considered one of the best teams in the world, performing at a very, very high level, and you are replacing the MVP from your region and who I think is the vocal leader and the captain of the team. This is the longest tenured player before they brought in the twins from what was Rule 1 with Sunless Khan, a team that has built over the last 2 years. They'll be approaching their third year, what will be, I think, is in December, I'm pretty sure. So it's been a long tenured process, and maybe, hey, we haven't lifted the trophy just yet is a thing. That's why we want to make a change, but like, it just wasn't your day. You still made the grand final. You still just won a LAN at EWC. Like, there is very good reason for this team to stay together. That being said, Falcons have decided to release TRK. TRK is a free agent. If I had to guess, he'll be joining Naupo, however you say his name, in Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds did sign him to a 3-year extension. He is extended all the way to 2028. My assumption, TRK and Naupo will now find a import player or something to that effect to go and make a run for 2026. That is my guess. In a follow-up statement, we then get his replacement, who you guys have talked and heard me talk about being probably the best player in the world. It's Dralii. This actually happened. Dralii and the conversations around him surrounding by shift reports and rumors have stated that Dralii is going to be a free agent, that Dralii is not going to be under contract, and that is a massive difference. A lot of people wondering where Monkey Moon is going. Why isn't Monkey Moon immediately brought into KC as a replacement? Why isn't Monkey Moon this and that? Monkey Moon is still under contract. There is a buyout. You have to pay to get him, and then his salary on top of that. As compared to Dralii, where it is just who is going to offer the best deal, who has the best resources, who has the best finances, who can provide him the best salary and contract and stipend and whatever juicy stuff that they want to stack his contract with. What kind of freedoms do they want to give him? And that's my biggest interest. I would love to know how much he is being paid, how much he is being compensated, what his obligations are. Does he have to compete in certain things? What kind of like media representation does he have to make content? Like, what is required of him and what is he doing? That's what I want to know. That being said, going into 2026, the assumption now, assuming that they keep the twins, why wouldn't they? You have to have a 2/3 rule for Was and Clears, which they have, and Dralii. My concerns when it comes to performance, TRK is a really, really good player, and him and Naupo in third is going to be a dangerous team. I would assume, even still, Dralii, Rawas, and Clears also performs at a high level. On top of that, we also have to have the discussion of they had years of chemistry. They now have a month and a half of chemistry to figure out how this new player, and we assume, based upon my conversations, if you guys watched my videos the other day, that he probably does speak Arabic. Being Moroccan, just like Nas also spoke Arabic. I would like to assume language barriers are not going to be an issue. So you have a kid who is now entering what is his 3rd season in RLCS. Is he going to take the leadership role? Is he going to be the veteran presence? Is the new person on a team? I don't know. I don't know what the dynamic is going to look like. I don't know how this is going to perform. What I do know is Falcons has a history of spending a ludicrous amount of money to get someone who is touted as the best in the world. Like, let's be perfectly clear. Dralii, I think, is objectively one of the best people in the world. His idea of how to read the game, the way that he plays, his touches, very minimal mistakes, albeit at the end it wasn't as great. But at the same time, Dralii is considered a top 5 player in the world, probably top 3. And you're telling me as an organization, I have the opportunity, even though we haven't been able to lift the trophy, we've been really close. I can obtain that player. He speaks the language. I can understand where Falcons is coming from to make this happen. I can understand why it makes sense outside of just saying we want to buy the team. We've seen them do this in other, like Falcons is unlimited money glitch. Let's call it what it is. They have oil money. They're supported by the government. They're fine. Money is not an option. I will say with full confidence that Dralii is the highest paid player in RLCS history, and it's not even close. I'm sure Dralii is raking in the money because the way this deal went down, KC has the ability to say, hey, your contract's coming to an end. Let's extend you because we like our team. Our team's really good. We didn't get the results we wanted, but we know if you keep a Tau, if you keep a Tier, if you keep Dralii, we can make a run. Enters free agency, and it makes sense for Dralii to field other offers. It makes sense for others to make a play at him, and he just sits back and watches the dollar signs go up. At the same time, Vitality, underperforming, didn't like what they had. We want to make a change. Dralii's a free agent, one of the best. Let's make him an offer as well. Falcons goes, you know what? Let's also get involved. So Dralii, who's no longer having a buyout because he is a free agent, his contract has expired, is a very enticing offer. The only thing you have to pay for is his contract. What are we paying him over the X amount of time we're going to sign him for? Which, as you guys can see, is not detailed here. We don't know how long he is signed for. We have no idea. So because of that, we take a step back and go, KC has a foot in the door. You know what you get here. You know what it's like. You know the support you're going to get. We know you love you. Do you want to stay with us? Vitality has a foot in the door. Vitality goes, we've got some good funds. You see what we do. We're a 2-time world champ organization. We know we're going to take care of you. You know what you have here. These are your teammates. You'll get to play with Zen, who is also considered really, really good, and likely Exotic, his buddy, who's also a previous world champ, also pretty dang good. How does that look? And then Falcons comes in and goes, hey, man, we're also putting our foot in the door. We've got a ton of money. You've got the Twins, who are, let's call it, second place team at the World Championship, also considered one of the best in the world. That sounds pretty enticing. What do you think? And now those 3 organizations, KC, Vitality, and Falcons, are all arguing with each other to see what Dralii wants. Let's keep sweetening the deal. Let's keep giving him a little bit more. Keep giving him more. And if I'm Dralii, I am in the best position I could ever want in my career. I have the opportunity to think about a few core things. What is it that I truly want out of my career? What is it that I need to be happy? Is it money? Is it success? What is it that I need? And now all the negotiating power is in your favor. Don't get too greedy. You don't want to turn anybody away. But is it longevity? Is it like, what is it that you want? As someone who is 34, who's talking about it, I want security. I want to not worry about when my next paycheck is going to come. I don't want to worry about when things are going to happen. So if you're telling me you're giving me X amount of money, I've got potential, like, I don't know, like if I lose my gig, do I get, a payout? Do I get a severance package? How long does it cover? Like, what is it? If I'm an agent for this player, we are getting paid. Like, this could be the last deal Dralii ever signs. I know that sounds crazy, but if I am Dralii and I'm in this position, there's doom and gloom around Rocket League. Everybody's talking about this, that, and the other. We know for certain we still have another 2 years of the RLCS because of the deal they signed with Blast. But, like, if I'm Dralii and I'm signing a deal, I want a massive severance package in case things go under. If I'm going to change things up, like, I have a lot of really intelligent things that I can approach in this situation. So yeah, if I'm Dralii, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to make my demands. I'm going to say, hey, I want to make sure I'm boot camping for every single event. I want to guarantee this. I never want to share a room with my players. Like, go the diva route, dude. You worked hard. You deserve it. Take them for everything they're worth, because there's no guarantee in this industry. We could all find out tomorrow that Dralii has crazy carpal tunnel and he can never compete again. But once you sign that dotted line, there's some certain things in that contract that are going to protect you. So make sure you work those things through. We find out early through reports through Shift that, hey, KC is no longer the running. Because there is, no matter how much you want to secure your guy, you want to keep him around, there is a certain point where financials no longer make logical sense. I financially just... You want to get paid how much? 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 a month? I can't afford that. No matter how much and how good and how much success it brings us, no amount of t-shirt sales is going to justify that. Again, I'm just throwing out numbers. I don't know how much he's actually being paid. I can guarantee you it's well in the 5 figures. How much of that, I don't know. I would have to assume at least like 20, 30K a month based upon other esports. But this is not anything new for Falcons. Let's talk Counter-Strike. Nico, one of the greatest players to ever do it lately. $1.2, $1.5 million buyout acquisition. Monacy from G2, $2.5 million buyout acquisition. The money has come through Falcons. We're not beating around the bush. This is an entirely different situation from when Monkey Moon and their owner had the fallout, and you saw BDS get a new CEO, and their results weren't quite there. Like, this is a different situation. I do not know how else to approach this other than congratulations, Dralii. You are the highest paid and most financially successful player in Rocket League's history, and it's not even close. Dude just got the greatest deal of all time. I don't even know what the deal is, but I can guarantee you he's getting paid and then some. He does say my adventure with K Corp has come to an end. Huge thank you to the organization, to the staff, and all above all, thank you to all the fans behind us. I've lived incredible moments that I'll never forget. Thank you for Casey and the Blue Wall. And to which that I say, I have never been more excited for Major 2 in my life. Major 2 in Paris is going to be exciting. Either way, massive congratulations to him. I am sure he is very, very happy with his situation. I cannot wish him nothing but the best. That dude's about to get a palace and then some. I don't know. Dude's going to have his own falcons and tigers and cheetahs and stuff. It's insane, dude. It is absolutely insane. Massive congratulations to Dralii. Dralii in the comments down below. No matter the situation, you have to be very happy for him. The dude is only 17, and the world is truly his oyster. Either way, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, any additional questions, this was one that I think deserves its own attention because it is a big, big deal. Yeah. Appreciate the love and support. If you guys want to make sure you stay up to date on all things Rocket League, as always, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, notifications, comments down below. Dralii. But I'm out of here. Peace. Fear of lacking God and what it do, find your sight, or you're doomed to burn below.